my channel. I hope you're having an awesome day. This is going to be a very different video, as you can already tell from the title up above. I've never done a video like this on my channel before, but I've gotten some requests on Instagram after I sent out a poll to see if you guys would be interested in watching something like this, and the majority of you guys said yes, so I figured let's do it. Let's go ahead and do a houseplant tour. I know I haven't even done a full condo tour of my place yet, just because it's honestly like the most disgusting place ever. We always have things out everywhere. We live in a really tiny apartment between myself, Peter, and Kobe. It's about like 600 square feet, so there's not a lot of place to put things. So I don't think I'm actually ever gonna do a condo tour until we move into a next place that's a little bit bigger and I can clean it up a little bit, because there's not much here to really show you guys. It's just essentially a giant storage place for us to live in right now. But besides that, I have been getting super obsessed into plants over the course of this past summer, and I have so many now. I'm actually currently in the process of like swapping some in and out. I've given some to my mom that I thought I loved before when I first got them, and then I discovered I no longer love them, so she's taking care of some of those, and in return she's also given some back to me. So this is as much as a comprehensive houseplant tour as I can give you guys right now of all the plants that I currently have on hand, and it may change down the road sometime, and I'll keep you guys updated as I get new plants as they come and go in my collection. So without further ado, let's chat a little bit about plants before I get started on the entire houseplant tour. So I think at the moment I have a total of 25 houseplants. Earlier this month I had a closer total to 30, and I've given some away to my mom in the meantime because she really wanted them and I was no longer loving them. So I hope as it stands it stays around 25 between now and next summer, just because plants are kind of going out of season in regards to all the nurseries that I've been to, so it's kind of been a little bit harder to get a hold of some of them. I may add one or two before the end of the season, but in the meantime I'm hoping to just take care of the 25 that I have, because it takes a lot of work and time and effort every single day to maintain the health of these plants. And then maybe next season I'll add some other ones. Some of my most prized ones at the moment are definitely going to be my Thai constellation monstera that my friend Mel got me for my birthday this year. Bless her soul, she found out that I was in love with the plant and got me that for my birthday as a present, and I'm obsessed with it. It's putting out a brand new leaf right now. I'll show you guys. If you haven't been keeping up with my Instagram stories, make sure you do over there, because I do some not daily, like bi-daily or every 3 days plant update to kind of showcase to you guys what plants are currently growing and what sort of new things that they're growing. Another huge favorite of mine is my bird of paradise. It's currently growing 2 brand new leaves. Unfortunately, I think most of the leaves are going to come out while I'm away in San Francisco, but that's okay. I'll come home to some new growth, so I'm very excited for that one. And then also another huge favorite of mine right now is my little fiddle leaf fig tree. It is growing quite readily. This is like a baby one that I acquired about 2 months ago, and it was a clipping because my other fiddle leaf fig tree just somehow decided to give up on me, and it's growing like the weirdest leaves at the moment. You guys will see in a sec once I jump over to the plant tour. But my baby one has a little bud that's shooting out, and I can probably safely say it'll give me at least 1 or 2 leaves before the end of the season, before it goes dormant for the winter. So I'm excited to grow that one from birth and to kind of like really nourish it into a big tree of its own. I think that's enough talking and rambling for this video so far. Let's just jump right into the video with the plants. I think for this video I'm going to freehand it as much as I can, just so that I can like really get around the plants easily to showcase you guys what I have. We're going to start off with the bookshelf up here. This is just like right next to the TV. Immediately to the left at the top of this IKEA bookshelf is a rubber fig, which is this one right here. And then I have, this is like a string of pearls, but this is actually a fake one. I wanted a real one, but then somebody told me that they're really finicky and hard to take care of and they take forever to grow, so I was like, screw it, I just want the look. I don't want to get damaged, so I went ahead and bought a fake one from Sheridan Nurseries, and the pot that it's currently in is actually from H&M. I get questions all the time as to like where I get all the cute plant pots for my plants, and honestly they're from like everywhere. I don't go to one specific place, but H&M has some really good ones, and I'll showcase you guys where the pot from each plant comes from as I walk you through them. This is like a little shell from H&M, and this is my fake string of pearls. This one, like I said, is the rubber fig. When I first bought it, it had the 2 stems and it was like about that short. Now it's quite big and it's grown quite a few leaves over the course of this season. The plant pot that I currently have it sitting in is actually from Walmart, believe it or not. It is super cute. There's a drainage hole in the bottom of it though, so which is why I have this like clear plastic tray just right here to catch any of the water that leaks out of the plant whenever I'm watering it. But otherwise, this plant pot was like around, I believe, $29.99 from Walmart. I got it 2 summers ago when I first bought this plant, and it has proven me quite sturdy. It hasn't cracked, it's been great, it looks cute, and I get questions about it all the time. So moving directly across from that bookshelf is this is my structube couch, and I have some plants that are just sitting over here. So remember that nasty fig that I was telling you guys about that didn't want to cooperate? This is it. It used to be a full bush all the way from the bottom here, and it used to have leaves going all the way up the stem to the top. But within the past recent year, it has decided to give up on me, and it's putting out these like really weird leaves that just kind of sit like this. If anybody out there is a plant enthusiast and knows what is going on with this, please let me know, because it's giving me a lot of trouble, and every leaf that grows out literally just wilts down like this. Like, I don't know what's going on. The stem inside here is still pretty green. I don't know if you guys can see, so it's pretty healthy. So I don't know what the hell is going on with this. I have not given up on it just quite yet, because I spent $75 on this plant when I first moved to Toronto, and I moved into this condo and I wanted a plant, so I'm trying to rehab it as much as I can with the hopes that it's eventually going to get back to normal. Directly behind it is a calamendin? I don't know exactly what this plant is called, but I got this as a gift in a PR package from a brand. They sent me over this plant in this like beautiful cement pot right here, so I don't know where this pot is from, but the plant itself has grown quite a bit over the course of the past year, I think. Yeah, I got it early last spring, and it has put out quite a few oranges. If you guys have this plant, I don't recommend eating the oranges because they're actually quite sour and bitter when you eat them. I asked my dad what they're for, and he's like, people actually use them for seasoning and for like cough medication. So yeah, I don't eat them, but I grew it because I think it looks really pretty. So if I can get far away to show you guys what this plant looks like, it's quite big and it's hidden behind there. It needs a lot of sun, so it's just kind of sitting next to the window. We actually face south here, and the west is to that side, so we get quite a bit of sun throughout the day, especially past the afternoon. It gets quite strong, but these plants seem to like really love the sun and they're hardy, so that's essentially it. And then along the windowsill here are a couple of other plants that I have. This little purple one in the back, I honestly have no idea what this thing is called. My mom gave it to me. She took it off of my aunt's plant that was growing in her house, and it's cute. I'd say it's growing. I don't love the look of this plant. It's not necessarily a plant that I would actively go for and purchase by myself, but I'm always willing to take in little sprouts and to kind of grow them and see where they go, and it's gotten kind of cute so far. This one over here is a Hoya compacta. I am obsessed with this one. It looks so neat. It's actually similar to like a succulent. I think it actually is a succulent, so it doesn't need that much water, and it's just got these like wrinkly little leaves on it. And yeah, I water this guy like maybe once a week max, or maybe once every 2 weeks, because it doesn't need that much, and it just kind of like chills here in the sun. Next to it is a pink princess. This is a philodendron. I love this, and if you guys can see, it has a pink leaf in the green. So beautiful, absolutely stunning. This is actually one of the first plants that this is the second one of this plant that I own, but I was super into pink princesses earlier this year, and I went on like a rampage to find one. It took me forever to find a good one. This one is from, where did I get this one from? This one is from a nursery out in Markham. I forget totally what it's called, but I'll leave all the details down below. And it's so beautiful. It puts out these variegated pink leaves every once in a while. There's a brand new leaf here that's going to be coming out soon. I'm anxious to see if it's going to be a pink one or not. And this is just like a basic pot that I got from IKEA that I put the nursery pot in. Until this plant gets a little bit larger, I'm just going to leave it in here for now just to act as drainage. I'm definitely going to have to repot it though before the end of the season, so it can have some more space to grow into for the winter. And I also forgot to mention, this pot, I honestly don't know where this is from, because somebody bought this one for me and it came in like a gift set from something. So I'm just currently using it as a decorative planter for this Hoya for the time being until I want to repot it. And then this little guy over here, there is no real pot in this one. It's just like a nursery pot that's sitting on top of a lid right now, because I need to repot this guy as well. And then the other one that I have over here is the variegated string of hearts. So this is super cute. I got this from a place in Markham called Kim's Nature. This was about 18 bucks. It was not cheap, guys, but it was so adorable. It actually has a string of kind of like leaves that kind of cascade down the side here. As you can see, it has like little leaves that trail down on the side, and then some of the leaves actually come out kind of pink. And I don't know why, but the new leaves right now are coming out really green. It's kind of frustrating me. So I read that if you put it closer towards the sun, it's supposed to get darker and more pink, so that's why I moved it to here. It was originally sitting behind there on another shelf. And then over on this side is a little baby fig that I was telling you guys about that I'm really excited for. He is going to release a new leaf for me pretty soon, I think. I don't think I'm able to show it to you guys in here, but there's like a little nub coming out from another leaf. And this is like the tiny, tiny little baby that I'm hoping I can raise it into like a full-grown fig tree eventually, hopefully by like, I don't know, maybe in 2 years. But it's a little... This is like a training in motherhood for my future children, so I'm excited for that. Let's move outside onto my balcony, because I'm going to showcase you guys all the plants that I currently have sitting on the ledge here. It's going to be a little bit loud, I apologize. There's construction going on outside the road down there. I'm going to try to speak as loud as I can. First things first, I have my tomato plant here. This is a cherry tomato plant. I love it. As you can see, there's a lot of different tomatoes growing out in here right now. Some of them definitely need to be plucked soon so that I can eat them before they fall off and rot on their own. Kobe always tries to lick these when he's out here and they're chilling on the balcony. If you guys have a tomato plant, then you'll know how much water it needs. This is such a high maintenance plant, every single time I leave and go on a trip and I come back, I find that I have so many drooping leaves, so I need to fill this up and water it every single day. It's kind of frustrating. And then over to here, I have some plants that I've kind of either trained to live outside in the sun, or they love sun originally on their own. This is a Pothos Enjoy, and it is also a vining trailing plant. It loves bright sunlight, and the more sunlight it gets, the more variegated the leaves are. So I kind of leave it out here, and the guy's just been really loving it so far. It has grown so much then since when I first bought it. When I first got it, it was like this short, I think, this vine here. And the other side didn't have like a bunch of leaves as well. So I'm gonna leave it outside as long as I can before the weather gets too cold, before I need to take it back indoors for the fall. Directly next to it is the very first pink Princess Philodendron that I ever bought. And I got this like, I think 2 months back now, and it has grown so big. You guys remember the one I just showed you inside? It was very small. This one did not have at least like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves on it when I first bought it. It was super tiny. I would say the size was appropriate to the little leaves at the base that you see there. And it has gotten massive, like massive over the summer. I am very excited to take it back inside for the fall winter and to like kind of rehab it and see how much more it grows over the time. But by next summer, I believe it's going to get quite big. I'm kind of sad because there haven't been as many pink spots on this leaf as I thought I would get. And I was really anticipating like a very pink leaf. So we'll see. As you guys can see, there's some speckling of pink along the leaf here. And this is a new leaf that just came in. Doesn't have that much speckling just quite yet, but you can see that there's some speckling like along here and like along there. We'll see. I still love the plant regardless, and I think it's a beautiful one, so I'm going to keep it. And it's kind of like a project of success for me because I raised it up and made it so big. Makes me happy. And then this little guy over here is kind of like a happy accident because this guy was actually also found in the pot that I had the Pothos Enjoy, and I separated it when I repotted that one into fresh soil. So now this little guy is just sitting in its own pot, and I'm kind of just like growing it out to see how much bigger it can get. I believe it's also another form of Pothos, it's just not a variegated one. And this brand new leaf was not here before we left to Ottawa and before I went to New York a couple of weeks ago, so it has grown a little bit, just a little bit, since the summer started. And I'm hoping it will get at least 1 or 2 more leaves before I had to bring it back indoors for the fall. Directly behind it is my spider plant. I have 2 spider plants. One's in the bedroom and one's out here. This one got like really big and I had to repot it, which is why it's currently sitting outside. I'm hoping that it'll give me some new babies soon so I can kind of like take them apart and give them to my friends. But spider plants grow like crazy, guys, and this thing is nuts, but I love it. It's gonna go back inside pretty soon once it gets too cold for it to stay outside, and I'm gonna have to store it there for the fall. And then for my beloved Thai constellation Monstera. Oh, this is a beauty. If you guys have never seen a Monstera before, it is those leaves that have like the splits in them. This is absolutely stunning, and I'm so obsessed with the leaves. All the little speckly spots in here are so pretty. There's a brand new leaf that's currently unfurling right there, if you guys can kind of see. But I'll spin the whole plant around so you guys can see the whole thing. Alright, so this is what the plant looks like. As you can see, the leaf down there is currently unfurling. And it's going to have some like really nice white spots already that I can see at the base here. There's some like nice white variegation, and there's some nice white here. Show you what another leaf looks like. This is what a fully unfurled leaf currently is. This one has 0 fenestrations, and fenestrations are like the holes that you see in Monstera sometimes, like this. They actually grow with the fenestrations already built into the leaf before it comes out. So it's not something that the leaf grows as it's unfurling and getting larger. But this is a baby juvenile leaf that when it came out it didn't have any fenestrations, but it had lots of variegations on it. And I've been told that the more you leave this plant in the sun, the more variegation and more fenestrations it'll have. So this guy's been kind of like acclimatized to sit on my balcony, and he currently has 3 fenestrations on that side, I don't know if you guys can see, and 2 on this side. The problem with this plant is I actually have some fungal leaf spots. So if you look really closely, there's some yellow marks here, here, and there, which it's actually little fungal spots on the back of it, which is like really annoying. I'm going to flip it over really quickly to show you guys what it looks like. See these little brown spots? See these brown spots, guys? So annoying. That's fungus. So I'm currently leaving this plant out here at the moment to treat so that it can be rehabbed, and once it's better, I'll bring it back indoors. Last plant that I have on this side is actually my ivy, which I'm really sad about because it got spider mites, which is why it's currently sitting outdoors and it's dying. I actually need to toss this guy in the garbage and then clean out the pot with some detergent to make sure it's nice and clean before I use it for another plant. But this is one of the first plants that I bought earlier this season, and I loved it so much because it was growing and thriving. And then unfortunately spider mites attacked it somehow, I don't know how, and it started dying. So it is now slowly dying on my balcony, and I left it out here to quarantine it so it wouldn't infect my other plants. It just looks so sad. It was so healthy and like luscious before. Last plant on my balcony I forgot to show you guys before we head back inside to show you the plants in the bedroom is this variegated peperomia. It is so cute. I got this guy from, I believe it was Ikea. It was like $3.99. So cheap, and it's like a beautiful variegated pattern. I love how the leaves look. They're so pretty. And he's been kind of trained to sit on my porch. He doesn't usually like sun, but he's been tolerating it so far. So I'm going to leave him out here to give it as much warmth and humidity as I can before the season's over. It goes back inside. This plant pot is from Ikea, similar to the one that's inside on my pink Princess Philodendron. Also, this one is Ikea as well. This is just like a basic terracotta nursery pot, and that's just a nursery pot. So as we make our way back indoors, I have a shelf right next to the TV over here, and there is another variegated string of hearts. Once again, another pink one. I don't know why the tops are pink, but the leaves are green. We're gonna have to figure out why it's doing that, but this one's trailing quite nicely, and I'm hoping that it grows long enough for me to put on the top shelf by next season. This is just a dried eucalyptus collection, so I'm not going to chat about that one. And then directly over to this side is my snake plant. This guy is humongous. I think I paid about $45 for it when I bought him late summer. And since then he's grown so much. I love him because he's so far away from the sun. Like, this is really far away. Patio's there. This guy's all the way over here, and he just like thrives in the shade. I sometimes honestly just forget to water him, and he's quite healthy, so can't complain. I've seen some of them this tall at nurseries going for like over $100, so I'm pretty happy that I only paid 45 bucks for him, and he's just like thriving there. This one I did want to mention that I don't currently have a spot for. It's just like rotating in and out on the patio, and then out on my coffee table right here is this, I believe it's a marble queen pothos. It has variegation on the leaves. I got this actually as a clipping off of somebody from the trading app Buns, and I'm currently trying to root it so I can get more roots before I plant it into soil. So hopefully after another month of staying in water, it'll be stabilized and safe to put into soil where it can grow and get nice and long like my other pothos enjoy that's sitting outside. But this is the marbled version. And another clipping that I also have is this Monstera adansonii. This is a Monstera that has holes in its leaves, like mini holes like this. I got this also as a clipping off of Buns, and unfortunately when I received it, a lot of the roots were already rotting, so I had to clip them all off and place them back into water to repropagate. It looked ready to be planted straight into soil already with the root system that it had, but because the roots were so rotted, I instantly knew when I looked at the leaves, because if you guys can kind of like tell, these leaves are not the healthiest looking. They're like slowly burning, and that's kind of indicative of root rot. So checked it out, chopped off the rotting roots, waiting for some new leaves and some new roots to grow in before I can take it out of the water and put it back into the soil. And then I'm going to chop off all the damaged leaves so that the healthy leaves can use the energy, and like the plant will redirect it there to grow the new leaves. There's so many little buds on this plant growing out right now. It's going to be really hard for me to show because they're so tiny, but I'm essentially like very excited for this plant to grow and create some new leaves for me. If not, I'm going to be very sad, and I will probably just buy a brand new plant to come next season. So moving into the bedroom, this is going to be kind of hard to show you all my plants because there's so many in here. So I'll show you them individually one by one. But directly up top is the other Monstera that I have right here. As you can see, there are quite a few leaves growing out. This one grows kind of messy. It's not as variegated as the Monstera that I have outside of my patio, but there's a brand new baby leaf that's also growing in right here. Hard to show you guys because the camera doesn't want to focus, but I'm excited for this leaf to come out. So far it doesn't look like there's going to be any fenestrations in it, so I'm kind of sad. I was really hoping it was going to look like this leaf after it comes out, but that's essentially it. This is a fake Boston fern. It kind of came with this little shelf installation that I got, so it kind of just sits there. I may eventually remove it to make space for other plants since I acquire some new ones, but yeah, that one's empty there right now. This shelving system, I actually got this from, I believe it was like HomeSense, and very affordable. I actually got a lot of my plant pots from HomeSense. Definitely do not sleep on that if you guys are looking for plant pots. And directly over to here is my biggest plant that I own, which is my bird of paradise. Ta-da! This giant pot I got from also Winners, which is part of the HomeSense family. I believe it was like only $39.99. So for 40 bucks, it was massive and it's huge and I love it. This is a brand new leaf that's unfurling, if you can't tell, because it's super light green. And there's also this leaf stalk that's starting to unfurl, which is the one that I think that's going to unfurl when I'm going to San Francisco. So it's growing quite steadily. These are the second and third leaf that I've had since I purchased this plant, and I'm excited to see where it's going to be by the end of the season. And then moving on to this guy here, this is the pink variegated rubber plant. It is so adorable because it has pink variegation in the leaves. I'll get a close up for you guys so you can see how beautiful these leaves are. A lot of people claim that the pink goes away after a while, but I find that the pink actually stays around like forever for me. If you guys like pink, I would highly recommend getting your hands on these plants because they're adorable and they put out leaves so quickly. This one I got from Sheridan Nurseries, and the plant pot is actually 2 parts. This pot at the bottom here I actually got from H&M, and I think it was $30. And the stand that it's currently sitting on is actually from IKEA. It also comes with a gold pot, but I didn't like how the gold pot looked because it looked really basic, so I put this gold pot in because it has some details instead. So that's kind of like a mix and match that I have there. And then directly over here is the other spider plant that I was telling you guys that I have. This is like the really big one as well. And it comes in this like cute little pot that I also got from HomeSense that I believe was only like $19.99. Has these pink detailings on the side and I absolutely love it. And then down here are my 2 calatheas because they do not like to be in the sun as much and they get quite burnt if I leave them in the sun. Kobe's kind of down here too because he's getting frustrated I'm not giving him any attention while I'm filming. This is a Stromanthe Trio Star, I believe that's what it's called, and it is currently still sitting in the nursery pot, which I've put inside of another pot that I bought from Winners. This is a pot that I paid about $19.99 for it, and it's super cute. I have this one and a smaller version that I'm not currently using just quite yet, but I will use eventually for another plant once I transition them out of their nursery pots. And then over on this side is my Calathea ornata. I absolutely love this plant because of the beautiful pink pinwheel stripes that are kind of like on the leaves. Looks like someone just like hand painted pink stripes onto it, but they didn't. The leaves just grow out like this. And this one is currently sitting in its nursery pot in this little plant pot that I got from H&M. It's just like this little gold one with like claw feet on the bottom. I believe this was like $29.99. And then over here is the very last plant that I currently have in my possession. I believe it's called a Dracana something. I can't really remember. But it's more like an outdoor plant. And I saw it at Mel's aunt's place. And we took cuttings of it because it's so pretty. Let me see if I can show you it up close. It has these like silvery, soft, velvety leaves. And I absolutely love them. They're so gentle and beautiful that I'm currently trying to propagate them in this little glass container. As you guys can kind of see, there's some roots coming out through the bottom. So once the roots grow a little bit longer, I'm going to transplant this over to some soil and then grow it indoors for the season until it gets warmer outside for me to take it back out next year. So thanks for watching my houseplant tour, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed filming the video. I hope that the end footage wasn't too shaky because the camera's getting quite heavy in my hands as I was filming it, and I was having some trouble navigating, showing you guys the plant, keeping it in focus, and also keeping my hand from shaking as well. But I hope it may do and you guys enjoyed watching that. If you guys are also as obsessed with plants as I am, please do let me know which one is your favorite and what kind of plants you currently have in your possession. I am honestly thinking that I will probably end up adding quite a few more to my collection come next year once it's growing season again. But other than that, thank you so much for watching my plant video, guys. If you guys have any questions in regards to how I take care of my plants and like other plant care such as like repotting and like sunlight, that sort of thing, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I'd be more than happy to share any of my plant knowledge that I have accumulated over the course of this past year of taking care of plants. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and let me know if you want to see more plant videos because I'd be more than happy to share some. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!